Ulf the White and Hugh the Hammer. I thought that was cool. I always love to hear the night script. And
Yes.
I came up with some night names for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We have
Night us.
James the Leal, and we have Travis the Maester,
Oh my.
and I'm Sydney the Skull Slayer. So I got the coolest one.
Yeah, you did. You kind of landed on the coolest one there. Welcome back to Cinema So Far, the podcast where good friends talk about great cinema. And today we are talking about House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 3. The title of the episode is Rhaenyra Triumphant. I'm your host, James, and we have our co-host, Sydney.
The air's thick with ghosts.
And we also have Travis.
Yeah, these are turbulent times.
So this is Episode 3, guys, and
Yes.
we're going to get into it. Just for anyone that's tuning in for the first time for our podcast, what we're going to do is give our overall thoughts. Then we're going to talk about the episode and everything that we enjoyed from it. And then we're going to rate the episode. So if you want to know what we rated it, you got to stay tuned. So what did you guys think of this Episode 3?
I really like this episode. It has been my favorite one so far. The music, I clocked the music. It is so good. It reminded me of a little bit of horror music. I like that they played a scene before the intro. It's just a little differences that I'm noticing that I really liked about the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think this episode had to pick up with like, okay, all the action and all the excitement has happened, and now like, well, we got to see behind the scenes of kind of like what happens in the transition when someone takes over power. We just kind of, previously they did it quickly and they were already kind of in power. Like it was, the father and the son. It was just like, oh, he wasn't named to be the heir, but they forcefully took it, right? And so this one's a little interesting in seeing how everything's unfolding and how much of a mess it is. And, and no one really knows how much the demands are on a king or a queen until they're in that position.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say my catchphrase that I always say, which is, this is my favorite episode yet, because it wasn't. It wasn't my favorite.
The very first time he's never.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
I usually say that because it usually is getting better and better. But this one was interesting for a lot of those reasons you guys mentioned. Like, there was a lot of things that were different, but that wasn't necessarily why I didn't like the episode as much. Let me just say, I liked the episode. It wasn't like I hated it or anything. I'm not like one of those haters that's just like, trying to poo-poo, everything that they see.
Oh, don't be a hater who poo-poos.
Yeah, I don't want to be a hater that poo-poos, but you'll see with my rating at the end of the episode what I give it. However, like you were saying, Sid, like the cold open, that's cool. The music was just unbelievable, setting the tone and really, having an audio cue for all of those incidents that kept happening and all of those things that kept going wrong. It works so well with those dissonant chords that they were doing in the score. And then something you mentioned, Travis, like you get to see the inner workings of what happens when there's a takeover, a regime takeover. And that stuff you don't normally get to see. Like, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings or anything like that? Like normal fantasy, it's just the rightful king took over and everyone lived happily ever after. There's no details around what happens when power changes hands like this, and what if things don't go exactly to plan, and so just all of that stuff was really, really cool to see. And the acting again is just top notch. The just everything about the episode was cool, except for me, some of the choices they made in the writing, some of the things they changed from the books, which again, I haven't read the books, but
Mm.
I haven't read this particular book. But I know what happens just from, hearing a lot of people talk about it. So
Well,
some of that stuff wasn't my favorite, but otherwise, great episode.
That's what
yeah,
I
I think
love
it's
about this show is that the family drama. I'm all about the drama, so it's just making it very interesting for me.
all right. Well, I think it's pretty cool. Like this episode is all female, so female writer Sarah Hess and Claire Kilner, director. She's done several episodes now for House of the Dragon, and Sarah Hess was writer on actually series House and Orange is the New Black. I was
Hey,
about to say
Oh
House again,
yeah.
House of the Dragon, but House, the old
House of the
TV
New
show.
Black.
Yeah, and Orange is the New Black. So and Claire's, you know, so that was pretty cool to see that, and
Hey,
I like the episodes that they've done.
House of the New Black is what you could call this episode, actually.
True, true.
Um, and here's the other cool thing about this episode: it was just focused on Rhaenyra and her
Mhm.
point of view as
Mhm.
she's dealing with all of this stuff. That's very different. They've never done anything like that before, even in Game of
Following her
Thrones,
around.
or I guess maybe a little bit with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, but that was kind of a more of a contained story anyway. It kind of reminded me of Breaking Bad when they
Ooh.
had like the Fly episode where it all just
Mhm.
took place in one room. They call those bottle episodes, but yeah, it was very different. A lot of it I really liked. Some of it not so much, but we'll get into it. So, you guys ready to talk about the episode?
Let's do this.
All right. The episode has the cold open, and man, this is probably my favorite dialogue in the whole episode. Like just
For
the way
sure.
the way Damon's going off on this dude, like he just like no fucks given, and just I got dragons right here, and you just have an army. So what?
Yeah.
What are you
No,
gonna do?
I was so happy to see Lord Ormond back opening
Yeah,
on the hot guy.
yeah,
Hot man.
in his shiny armor.
Yes, and I have a whole new appreciation for Damon after seeing an interview with him, Brittany Broski interviewing with him. He is super
Oh,
funny.
cool.
She was on the House of the Dragon like red carpet event, and she was interviewing all of them, and they were all just they were cracking me up. So I have a whole new respect for Damon, seeing him kind of out of character, but he looked super cool with the dragons behind him, trying to get Lord Ormond to surrender, which he double times him. We find out, but I just feel so bad for the little prince.
Yeah.
What
Well,
about
How
you?
it all unfolds is pretty interesting, and the sense of as Damon is just there and telling him like, well, here's the news, and he's like, oh, I have not heard news of that. Like, oh, these rumors spread. You never can trust them. He's like, well, I'm here, and I'm about to burn you if you don't. It doesn't matter if you trust me or believe me or not, because this is what it is.
yeah. And I have to admit, when I first saw this scene, when I first saw the episode, I was confused because I was like, wait a minute. That's not the kid that we saw before. The kid that we saw before had like reddish brown hair and was a little bit older. So
Oh, well, you
I
got a
was
good
tripping.
memory.
I, dude, I have this like gift and a curse where it's like my superpower is I recognize people's faces. Like if I've ever seen your face before, I will remember it. I might not
Ah,
remember from exactly
okay.
where, but I will remember it. Names, forget about it. I'll forget your name immediately. But I remembered like, oh, wait a minute, this does not look like the same kid. And in my mind, I was thinking like, did they recast the actor? That's
That's what I was
weird.
gonna say. Yeah, I'm
Why would
like,
they
yeah,
recast him mid-season? Huh? And so I was just kind of thinking about that the whole time. I totally missed all the clues because there were clues in that scene as far as, you're supposed to figure out that it's not him, because the dragon that's right there, which is supposed to be his dragon, just looks at him as like, huh, whatever. Normally, a dragon is very protective of his rider, like we've seen before in almost every scene. Like if someone gets close to the rider, the dragon's growling, doing whatever.
Okay.
And this dragon could not care less about this kid. So that was one thing. And then the issue that I had is, so Damon grabs the kid and they fly back to King's Landing. Did they just leave that dragon there with the army? Because
I don't
that
know.
that imposter
Yeah.
kid couldn't get on it and ride it.
Why wouldn't they make him fly the dragon back? Yeah,
Right. Why
I
would
didn't think
Damon
about
just
that.
leave the dragon there? And so that just took me out of it. I was like, okay, that's a plot hole that
Okay.
doesn't make sense to me. And that was one of the reasons I didn't like the episode as much.
I had
Points
another one of those
deducted.
later on.
Okay.
Points deducted. Yeah, we're keeping score here. Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
great
they
writing,
had a
but there's some
dragon sidecar.
issues.
There was like tied to the other
Yes.
dragon, rolling together.
Yeah.
On a leash. Just-
Uh huh. I got my dogs with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we, like you said, that was the cold open, and then the intro music starts. Did you guys notice that the intro
So
music
good.
was different?
Yes.
Was
A
it
little different.
Yeah. And
It just set the whole tone. It really changed the mood. I almost, like I was saying, to a little bit horror music.
mhm.
Um,
It's a lot darker.
yes, but I called it when it wasn't some huge brawl that Rhaenyra killed Otto.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like when Alicent stabbed Rhaenyra, I was like, it's not going to be some huge fallout from that, even though she still wants to spread his ashes, like where
Yeah.
her mom is.
Yeah. I was surprised by that though, Sid. I think you called it, and I was kind of like, well, wait a minute. I figured it was going to be way bigger of a blow up, but you were right. It wasn't much. I guess she just expected that at some point.
Hmm.
And
But-
for him, I guess she did put it to. She did know it was her, like, or did that ever? Was it?
She
Clear,
she walked
or-
in and the sword was in her hand, so
It was still in her hand.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, when she
And-
walked in, she was at the throne.
Oh, yeah, you're
already.
right. Yeah, you're right.
So I just didn't know if she knew. I
She
don't know.
definitely
She knows.
knew.
Okay.
So this whole episode to me was just like Rhaenyra is having a bad time. She, this is a bad day for her.
If you
And-
had a bad day,
Exactly.
don't copyright
And-
us on that.
For real.
Now we can't monetize this video. Thanks, Travis. It just reminded me, like, because she wanted this for so long, right? It's like you want it for so long and you finally get it, and it's nothing like you
Now
imagined. It reminded me of like when I bought this guitar. You probably remember this too, Sid. I bought this guitar recently and I was so excited. I was like, oh, one of my favorite guitar players plays this exact one. I can't wait to get it. Oh, it looks so cool. And then I get it home and it's
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna-
this thing is heavy, or the fretboard is like sharp. It's like cutting my fingers up, and the tuner is weird and a little wonky. And so it just reminded me of like, you could want something for a really long time, and then when you finally get it, it just turns to crap. Like you don't like it as much
There's
as
a
you
lot
really
behind the scenes that
thought.
makes that thing sound good and look good. Like there's a lot happening. The mixing engineer, the guitar tech, like everything is making it like you thought you just bring it home and like I'm gonna sound like him, and
I'm gonna shred. No, but
Yeah.
it just I ended up trading it in because I just didn't want it, and it feels like that's kind of how Rhaenyra feels right now. Like she's
The
making all these
anticipation was
decisions.
better.
Yeah.
Instead of discussing grand strategies, she's just hit with mundane but critical crises. But
Mhm.
shortages of food. Oh, the rats are eating the candles. We're out of tallow, and
Yeah.
or we don't even have rat catchers. Like we don't even.
Yeah.
Which there were a lot of rat scenes. There was something wrong with Rhaenyra. I don't think she's just on her period or something. I thought she was like having a miscarriage. She just looks increasingly more pale
That's a good. I
and
can
Dang.
see it
and
because
and
she brought
and
her the tea
sick.
for the cramps. I mean,
It
I think
just
you're onto
looked like
something.
she was about to pass out the whole that is not those aren't good symptoms.
Yeah.
And there are just rats everywhere. So I think she's sick somehow. And I was surprised that she was kind of going with what Allison said about Aegon, like, oh, just tell everybody he's dead, an imposter, nobody can recognize him anyway. They were kind of scuffing over that, and then she kind of takes it and runs with it a little bit and tells everybody.
Yeah. I was surprised she was listening to Alicent as much as she was. Like, I just didn't expect that, you know? But maybe
That's
because she
kind of been a
just,
theme in the last few episodes. She kind of displays her dominance towards Allison and then kind of behind the scenes runs with it a little bit.
Hey, can you help me out here? Like I'm trying to. I don't understand what to do here. Turns to her
you know,
for some advice. But
I,
they go way back. It's a deep bond. Like
yes. And I liked that about the episode. When they're talking to each other, they're talking like very close friends that grew up
Mm-hmm.
together, right? And so it just feels like that in the dialogue. And I thought that was just really well done. But with the rats thing, I think I had a different take, Sid. Like I thought she has the cramps. She's, it's that time of the month. She's going through it. And all these rats are here around her, and so I think that was like kind of driving her nuts in a way. Like she, again, it's like you buy the guitar and it sucks. Like finally you're in King's Landing and it sucks because it's full of rats. So that's kind of how I took it, is just like it was adding to her anxiety, just like all these different decisions that she was making that ended up not being great ones. Like when she's like, I'm not going to bring my council over here. Screw those guys. But then that means she has to listen to all the people talk about, the candles are out, or we're out of food, or we got all these issues going on, because she doesn't have council members to do that for her.
right.
So
I took the rats as like, oh, maybe there's some snitches in the castle or something. And also when Allison said, oh, well, you killed my dad, I wanted to say, well, you were effing my dad. Okay. Like which is worse,
Ooh.
dude? You ruled
me
over
outside.
me and effing my dad for years. So now we're square.
Wow.
good point.
Tell it how it is.
Yeah. And then whenever
Well,
I don't know. Oh, go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, I think maybe just from Allison's side, I mean, she's still in these moments trying to, as a mother would, preserve the life of her sons. Like, hey, here's a little carrot that you could run with. Like, oh, nobody knows what he looks like. They don't even really know if he's still alive. Just say he's dead. His dragon's dead. They're going to believe it. And, but Aemon is gone. I got him to fly away, like I said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see her. I can see it from her point of view. Like, hey, I did what I was supposed to do. I can't control all this other stuff.
That's what
Like,
she says, too. Like, you
yeah.
blame me for what men do here? Like, what all the men have
Mhm.
done?
In that scene, I think Helena was my favorite again, because
Yeah.
she's just so
I love her.
quietly funny to me. And I think she was sincerely asking Rhaenyra, like, did it make you feel better to cut his head off? I think she's like,
she's looking for that acknowledgement of like, yeah, actually, so she could find that like, oh, maybe I'll if I
kill Damon.
yeah, if
Help
I
me feel
kill
better.
somebody, like, yeah,
I got that too. And then also she's like, whenever Rhaenyra says, oh, sorry, I have to keep you guys here, and you'll be able to get food and clothing and all of that. And Helena's just like, I don't want to stay in this room.
What room was that? Was that where her son was killed? Like,
I
where
don't
his head was cut
know.
off?
I don't know.
Something about that room. I don't remember.
Oh, maybe it was that room. I don't know.
or
I
was
thought
it?
she was saying it as just kind of like, I don't like this room. Maybe there's all the orgy tapestries around or something.
No, I think it was a room that had semblance.
Okay. It had,
I can't think of that word.
Symbolism.
yeah,
Symbolism. That's
there you go.
symbolism.
That'll work.
Symbolic was the word I was trying to.
Symbolic.
Well, speaking of those orgy tapestries, though, those were definitely in Viserys's room still. Whenever they go to his room and they're standing in there, and you have that
Really?
line about the ghosts. Yeah, you can see him in the background. So he kept him up.
You
Well,
be
they kept them
spotting
up.
them.
Yeah.
Allison is actually likes them. They're actually were hers.
She's in a couple
She
of
could have
them.
taken them down, like, or they could have taken them down.
Yeah. And so
The stress and the grieving, again, she's still grieving. It's like, what, 2 days ago her son just died. She had to go through all 5 stages of grief real quick. And then we see her there in the hallway and she thinks she sees her son. And it's like, there's all these moments. She's just kind of like, yeah, like, am I here? Am I like, what's going,
yeah. And she's losing sleep, so I think that's a part of it too. I thought it was hilarious that she's losing all this sleep. She's struggling with all of this anxiety, and then she goes to Damon's room and he's just fast asleep, sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
No, not a care in the world.
With this cool jewelry on, just like chill sleeping.
Yeah, his night jewelry.
Men of war, they just simple-minded.
Yeah, well, he's thinking he wants to take over the world, Pinky and the Brain style. Like he wants to just. He's like, hey, you got 6 dragons. Aegon the Conqueror only had 3.
Yeah.
Like you can just destroy all of this, clap every fool that's trying to say something to you. And she's like, man, you got to chill, bro. Unc, you got to chill.
Now, he did say that to her, like, and this is something that gets kind of tied in later. There was a lot of like, oh, something is said or something is, and then it comes up later.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, Damon said that, okay, well, how do you say his name? Ottoman? Ottoman.
I just
Ormond.
call him Ormond. Yeah.
I was
Let's call him
thinking he's
Hightower
an
guy.
Ottoman. Yeah, he's a foot rest. Yeah. Ormond.
Laris would love him.
Yeah. Ormond Hightower. He was like, oh, well, what he surrendered, but I'd rather just burn them all. That
Mhm.
comes up later.
Yeah, definitely. But Damon, I don't know. Damon was a G in this episode. I found myself loving what he says, and when he's on the screen, and then after a while, I think about it. I'm just like, well, maybe that's not the best.
Right.
Maybe,
no.
yeah, maybe it's
and
not the best idea actually.
He's still trying to like cut Syria out of it. Like you're not even supposed to be here. Who are
Who's
you? You're not
talking to
even
you?
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Who
like a
asked
bitter
you?
ex. Like, shut up. Like,
For real, he is a bitter ex right now.
yeah. She's like, I earned my place here, and then Rhaenyra's like, hey, my master of whispers.
Yeah, and then she burned him
And then she
again
kind of
because
like, Masera's like, mm-hmm.
yeah, and then Viserys burned him again when she's like, well, I earned my seed. I wasn't born into it like some people. Yeah.
Yeah. I swear, those born into it seem to hold a higher standard of crazy to keeping it and like what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
because they don't know life on the outside. The
That's
small
all I know.
folk, like being like struggle. They don't know any of that.
Speaking of, how'd you guys like the ratatouille dinner that Rhaenyra served
Yes.
up?
That's my favorite scene, the banquet, for sure. How it came to that.
She's doing awesome. With the dinner and the gifts she gave to all the people.
Yeah.
And she's just, I really feel like with all things considered, she's handling it really well. She's a boss.
Yeah. A lot's being thrown at her, and like you said, I think she's really handling things her way. Sure, there's some mistakes, like again, maybe it wasn't the best idea to not ask her counsel to come. Maybe it was also, I don't know, maybe it wasn't a great idea to feed the rats to all the lords, because she kind of needs their support, but she bossed them up, and
Yeah.
Trying to make a point. She made her point,
she
even
really
if
made her
it
point.
even if it backfires.
And everyone always tries. They have to like, oh, a new ruler comes in. You got to just switch sides and now kiss butt.
Yeah.
To the new, because that guy's like stands up and he's like, oh, I've done this, and she's like, yeah, but I didn't hear anyone talk about you actually trying to do that when I wasn't here.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the other lady too. That's why I love that whole scene. It's just because everybody's like, the other lady's like, but we are wealthy. She's like, what did you expect us to starve? It's
Yeah.
like, because they're wealthy, like they'd all just be taken care of.
Right. Rhaenyra's like, not to starve, but I also didn't expect you to buy up all the food and then leave other people to starve.
Right.
You know, that ain't cool either. So that was, I love that scene. I thought that was great. And then I hope to see more of that guy that was just snickering in the corner. Just, just
at the
he's like,
end.
yeah. And I recognize that
funny.
actor from a few different things. He was in Walking Dead and a few other things, but yeah,
He's like,
it was,
well played.
yeah, exactly. He's like, hey, take my stuff. That's fine. I thought it was hilarious.
Now I was just thinking during all that, what are all these people like? What do they even do? And then they kind of mentioned that they're merchants and nobles, but I was just like, why are y'all even so special to be up here? Or why are y'all up here? Why are they favored in this? So
yeah, they're the rich people, you know.
But another scene that I really liked was when Damon was knighting all the dudes, Adam of
Yes.
Hull, Ulf the White, and Hugh the Hammer. I thought that was cool. I always love to hear the knight script.
Yes.
And I came up with some knight names for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
we have
Knight us.
James the Leal, and we have Travis the Maester.
Oh my.
And I'm Sydney the Skull Slayer. So I got the coolest one.
Yeah, you did. You kind of landed on the coolest one there.
Okay. Okay.
This was one of the mistakes that I did not like. I did not like the whole, not legitimizing Corliss's two
Taking
sons.
the stand to like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so
and then,
sorry. I don't like Corliss, like straight up. Every scene that he's in, I just am over it. I'm over him.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
I just can't. I lose interest every time. I just
Yeah, it's
don't
crazy.
get it. I don't get it.
Hey, that's
I
all
think
right.
it's crazy he flipped out.
I think it's because Rhaenyra is just, that was the wrong decision. Like he lost his wife, he lost his kids, he lost his castle, he lost all of his money, he lost some of his ships, and she can't do this for him. And the reason that she couldn't do it was just pretty flimsy. I don't know. I just thought that was a huge mistake, and I thought he was rightfully pissed.
I thought he was really disrespectful. That is
that
so
too.
messed up. And I have no idea why I have no sympathy for Corliss. I'm just like, whatever.
Go back to the
Because-
Salton Sea, dude.
Okay. Just you think he feels entitled to it after all of that, but I wish
do.
they didn't cut the
I do.
ending. They just kind of cut. They didn't even finish out the scene. They just cut away from it. That was the part, like you mentioned earlier, when I said like, oh, there was something later on that happens. That I didn't like where it just ended. It didn't.
They did it twice, right? They did it when they were
Yeah.
at dinner, and then they did it again when they're in the hallway. And I can't stand when shows do that, but I know why they have to, because it's like, what are you gonna just?
You
You
gotta
have
keep
to go to
moving.
the next scene, so
Okay.
I get it, but yeah,
I thought
not
that
my-
was
not my
funny
favorite.
how they said it. I had it on my notes here, but I can't find where it is. Oh yeah, to style yourself. How do you style yourself? And he's like, Targaryen. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hell nah.
Hell no. And then he's like, well, fashion one. And it's just funny how they're like, fashion a style, like, like a style.
Mhm.
So it's just like, oh, okay. And this is how the last name White comes about, because he just like takes it on.
And speaking of when the show cuts away and this whole knighting scene. This was the first time they showed the whole knighting ceremony or
Mm.
whatever. Usually in other episodes, whenever they were showing someone getting knighted, they would cut away. Like even in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, they didn't show the whole thing, if you recall.
Hmm.
They didn't.
Okay.
They didn't say the whole thing. So I thought that was really cool that they actually
Yeah.
showed it this time,
And
and
you
that was
have
such
to
a cool
kind of,
shot too. You know.
yeah, it was.
In the last episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms they did. But I have a question with one scene I was confused by when
Yeah.
Rhaenyra was talking to like a priest or something in the throne room. She
Mhm.
was saying, "I have two dragons." He's like, "Those are disgusting creatures of lust and desire, and don't disown your faith." Like, what was that? I don't get it. What was that?
Yes. Okay. So you're gonna see a lot more of. They're called septons, and
Okay.
that's like priests of the faith. You know,
religion?
the
The faith?
seven. You know,
Mm.
that's the religion that Alicent follows, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why they would go to the church or the sept and light all those candles and do their prayers and stuff. So the sept, you know, that religion and Targaryens always bump heads,
Right.
like throughout history, and you're gonna see more of that in Game of Thrones whenever you watch it. But I was just thinking when he was saying that, he's like, "Oh, you know, dragons don't. All they do is destroy. They don't create." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, look behind you. There's a throne right behind you that was created by a dragon. He like melted all the swords. It was dragon fire that created that throne. You
Then
idiot."
create more dragons too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess he means like, yeah, they don't create life and things that are of good, that they were created in darkness, right? And that's why because they believe in the heavens and the hells, I guess.
I don't know if
By
it's
the way,
that, but yeah.
I'm the only person that hasn't seen Game of Thrones. I just started watching it this year. Way
You're the last
behind.
person in the world.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry. As soon as this is over, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But you're like, nah, probably not.
But it's
I'm
funny to see
excited.
them do that.
You gave me restrictions. I can't watch it until we're done.
That's
with
true.
this.
Yeah.
No, hold up.
You're you're giving us mercy by just sticking with House of the Dragon for now.
Which I love it. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get back into Game of Thrones too. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
And I think the only other things that really happened, I mean, you know, we talked about Adam getting the short end of the stick by not getting named Valerian, and Rhaenyra, you know, pulling a Robin Hood and feeding all the people.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that happened, it happened off screen, and we heard about it, is Tumbleton got sacked. So that's a town that has some of the people that still follow Rhaenyra and you know, are loyal to Rhaenyra, and Ormond didn't go home like he was supposed to. So first he hands Daemon the wrong kid, dad, and then and then he does what he's not supposed to do, and instead of going home, he goes and sacks this city,
Takes it
and
hostage.
yeah, and he knows Rhaenyra and Daemon can't just come over and burn the whole thing because their people are in there. So we'll see what happens. And then the last scene of the episode, we see, you know, Rhaenyra getting this news and the fires behind her with all the Hightower stuff getting burned. And it's just a sick shot. So
Really, I
that's what
love the
ended.
way this episode opened. I didn't love the way it ended. It was just kind of, I was wanting it to end on a bang, I guess.
Kind of fell flat a
Mhm.
little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for
Yeah, I
me,
can see
that
that.
bang was the fact that it, like I mentioned earlier, Damon said, "Oh, I would have rather have to burn that army than to." And in that moment, she says to the dragon keeper that had escaped, right? The lone dragon keeper that escaped came. They were speaking in Valerian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she says like, "Oh well, I'll just burn it then." And he's like, "Yeah, like you said, but then you'll be burning your people too." Oh, now you're seeing why why the men decide like, "Oh, I'm just gonna burn them all," because if you let them go, they're gonna try to rise up against you. Because who in this? It's I always thought this was interesting. I brought it up before. Just the fact that like even Ulf and Adam and Hugh, like you have to swear fealty and like do whatever they say. Like the king or queen in this living this kind of life, there's not another option. I've mentioned before. Like you just and whether you like what they do or not, you kind of have to do it or you get killed.
Yeah,
You
you
have
got
to
to
be
be about
Leo.
that life, right?
Lil
Like,
life.
yeah,
Hashtag life of Lil.
dude. Oh, dude, I'm getting Lil Life tattooed on my stomach, guys.
Hell yeah.
In
That's
an
tough.
arch
That's tough.
around the belly button.
Yeah, tramp stamp on the back too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was crazy that they had to just yes, I commit my life and everything to the way of the queen.
Now I'm just thinking Lil Life in the front,
You just
Dracarys as the tramp stamp
Yeah,
on the back.
it depends on how much hot sauce you had. Dracarys.
Yeah, hey, yeah, been there, bro. Been there.
We're off the rails.
All right. So, what do you guys rate the episode then? We got we got to talk about it a little bit. What is your out of 5-star rating here? What about you, Sid?
I'm going to give it a 4. A solid 4. I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah,
what about you, Travis?
I think that it is hard on a scale of 5 because you're like, oh, it's 3. Like, does it put it too low? Well, I mean, because I like the show, I like the episode. There was a couple minor nitpicks, so I mean, 4 is where I would land too. If the first 2 were both 5s, because you can't go any higher. So
Yeah. Well, that's a great point.
3.8.
3.786.
Well, that's a great point, Travis, because the first episode of the season, we all rated it 5s. We forgot to rate episode 2.
No, we all said 5.
We did?
Dang it.
We did? I don't think we did.
No.
We might have dreamt it. But yeah, I would put episode 2 as a 5 also. I liked episode 2 a lot. But this episode, I'm gonna go 3.5.
I would think, yeah. It
Yeah.
starts
Fair.
okay.
I'm gonna go 3.5, only because like as much as I loved certain things, the things that took me out of it because I could just see it was like, well, this was just a decision that the writers did for more drama. Like I don't like that feeling of, the fourth wall being broken down kind of, and so dropped a little bit for that reason for me.
Trying to lead it in certain ways, or because it can't just be battle, but like it just can't. There's got to be stuff that unfolds and like storylines that take shape, and you have to set them up. And
yeah, and I just wish that someone in the writer's room would have said, well, what about the dragon? What happens to the dragon? And then they got to figure it out instead of just cutting away and hoping no one notices.
Yeah. So Corlys can just call her son a bastard and just nothing. That's
I mean, she needs him still, so it's not like she can do anything about it.
Yeah.
Even though there's a dragon plot hole, again, that's my favorite scene is the opening scene into the new intro into Rhaenyra. Awesome. It got me hyped.
Yes.
Hyped.
Me too.
That's what we like to see, because we definitely don't want you cashing out on this one.
Well,
I need some motivation with the hot guy, so I'm back. I'm back.
Maybe he will take his. What if he takes his armor off next episode?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Even though he sucks, like he's hot, so it's okay.
Well, I like what they did with him though, because they're making him like a really smart villain. He's not some pushover. Like he's fighting back. I really like that.
He just doesn't come in wielding sword everywhere.
Right.
But I just couldn't believe, like, okay, But this is the last thing I just remembered, but about the Prince Darren, supposed Prince Darren. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I guess they had bleach back then. So they were dyeing hair back then, apparently.
I was like,
Okay.
okay.
I can say maybe they figured out a chemical, some way to get his hair.
I researched it. Yes,
or
they
he's
used,
born
like,
that.
lye. They used lye and some other things, but they've been bleaching hair for thousands of years.
For thousands of years. Okay, I was gonna say because like when I was super young, and it's not now; it's more dark now, sandy blonde. But there was I remember a time, and I had a picture with my dad or something, and I'm like, I have like a bleach blonde hair from just the sun and being outside, like
full
it just
Targaryen.
Yeah, it was like I could just claim Targaryen myself as alongside Ulf, you know. But I just thought that was interesting too for him to also have like Laris planned that out before they come, like to have the fake kid there already ready, and he's been playing this role and already been threatened that his mother's going to get killed.
Yep.
And then to come to the castle, it could have worked because there's no Facebook back then or photography. It's not like they just know what other family members look like unless they see them. And then so like everybody's seeing him and just taking him at face value as being the prince.
It was only because Alicent happened to be there.
Right. And that, as the other part that I thought was crazy, is for her to somewhat still be loyal enough to Rhaenyra to not just take that as a carrot and just be like, yeah, he's got to go to the wall. I'm so sad. Like to just like, save her other son by like taking.
Come here, son.
But she
I'm
didn't.
so sorry.
She's because she couldn't do it. She couldn't lie to Rhaenyra. So she's like, that's not my son.
And it was because Rhaenyra, it was because Rhaenyra knows her so well, that she knew that look
immediately.
Like, so I love them too.
Those two.
Yep.
Alicent's awesome.
Never mind, 5 stars.
5 stars.
You talked me into it.
But man, it just makes me super excited for the next episode. So let us know any predictions you guys have. Anything you're looking forward to the next episode. And thank you for joining us for season 3, episode 3 of House of the Dragon. If you like that, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because we seriously have so much content for you. Loads of content. And we would super duper appreciate if you could leave us a review wherever you're listening. It really helps us out. And we really appreciate. So stay tuned. That's a wrap on tonight's episode of Cinema So Far.
Dracarys.